Japanese cars don't have or didn't have the high quality of American cars or European cars, but they were satisfactory, and people bought them because they were convenient. They didn't need more quality. Or please try and define the quality of jeans. Normally, your children, perhaps yourself, you have jeans, and the untidier they look, the older they look, the more bleached they look, probably the more you like them. So what is quality in jeans? What is quality in virtue? Who can define what a good quality is virtue? So there are various ways in which you can raise this question, but remember, to define what quality is. And remember also, you don't win on just quality, but you can lose on just quality. So it doesn't necessarily give you orders, but if you don't fulfill customer expectations, you may lose orders. And now some of the things that you may want to do, 4 pragmatic actions to avoid over-marketing. Number 1, you must determine the real transaction price. What does every transaction, what does it cost you? When you have to add all the extra trouble, the extra delivery, the extra waiting, the late payment by the customer, the different changes you must introduce, the sales cost you have, all of that affects your price. And unfortunately, many companies cannot identify these differences in prices. You must, if you don't want to become unprofitable. Then there is the so-called Pareto or 80-20 rule. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers. Therefore, you must find out who your key customers are, because they give you 4 times more business than the others who only are 1/4 of the number of people. So out of 100 customers, you usually, from 80 customers, you only get 20% of your business. From 20% of your customers, or 20 customers, you get 80% of your business. What is important to you are not the 80% of the people, but the 20% of the people. And another thing in that connection, you cannot be perfect. And when you talk about 100% quality, maybe from 80 to 100 costs you so much money that it isn't worth spending it. And finally, make it, and that's my rule for marketing, really rule number 1. And it is not sophisticated, it is not textbook style, it is not doctoral, it is not a guru definition, it is very easy and very practical. Just consider marketing as nothing else but, quote, easy to buy from, unquote. If you make it easy to buy from you in every respect, then you don't have to worry about anything else. So take some time to get your rating down on paper on this issue of over-marketing, and watch it, and also on the steps you're going to take in order to avoid that kind of lost business or that kind of unprofitable way of doing business. We're coming to the last of our 12 chapters on the effectiveness of your sales and marketing organization, but it's by no means the least important one. Question: can you use your best resources, your best human resources, where they are most needed? Number 1, how good are your human resources? If your product and your marketing is good, maybe those of your competitors is equally good. That's possible. But hopefully your human resources are much superior to that of your competitors. But then you must also be able to put them into place where they are most needed. So is your organization in a position to be sufficiently flexible to put, for instance, your best salesperson for a peculiar, specific sales job into an area of somebody else's territory, and can you have him work there in order to achieve that sale? Where do you go when you have really a difficult, tricky task to achieve? Then you must be able to mobilize those people who can bring home that order, which perhaps the normal salesperson can't do. That's an organizational flexibility problem which you must use. But remember, if everything is equal, it's usually the human element that will make the difference. Now, once you have made your score on this last point, you will have made scores on 12 different chapters. The maximum points you can get is 12.5, which means 5 points on each one of the 12 sectors, and you would reach 60 points. Now, if you would actually reach 60 points, you should forget everything you heard here and everything you know from everybody else. You have just got to worry about your own eternal life. Normally, a score between 51 and 60, perhaps you take notes of that, is something that is not possible to achieve. That is too much to be asked for. If you are between 41 and 50, you can say truthfully that you are an excellent marketing organization. If you are between 31 and 40, you're still good. If your score is 21 to 30, you're just acceptable and you must improve in order to survive in tomorrow's world. If you are only reaching 11 to 20 points, you're really bad. And hopefully you're going to get help to get out of this mess. Between 1 and 10, either what has been said is not relevant for you or you're non-existent in that area. That is very unlikely. As unlikely as you may reach, that you reach 51 to 60 points, it's unlikely you only will reach 1 to 10. You'll be somewhere in between. And if you reach a score between 31 to 40, you can relax, you're good. There, it's easy to go for better and become very good. But if you're just acceptable between 21 and 30 points, then it needs action. And most companies are in that area. The best companies that I know are in the 41 to 45 points area. And if you want to reach there, it needs a lot of courage and a lot of determination. And remember, there's just one thing that counts. Just do it.